Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? It's been a while since I've been on here. I've been pretty busy trying to make all kinds of goodies here for you guys and posting. Lighting on this side seems to be pretty bad. I don't understand why, so we're gonna just trying to change it up a little bit so you can be sure to see what's going on today. We're gonna make a bow, and I thought it was really pretty the way it turned out yesterday, and I thought, wow, you guys might really enjoy seeing how to do this. So I'm going to give it an attempt. I don't understand. The lighting on this side is just so dark. Oh my goodness. That's a little better looking. Let's see if we can't clamp that on there and get that going. That lighting just is horrible on that side. I don't understand. Oh, what's going on? It's kind of broken there. Okay, so sorry about that, folks. Here's what we're going to do today. Oh man, that's bad. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to try to wing it with bad lighting. I do apologize. I'll have to figure this out when we get done here. Here's what we're going to try to make. So, as you can see, we've got double bows, real fun. And this ribbon I found over at Michael's yesterday, and I just thought it was so pretty. I don't know what it is. As I get older, I get more into the flowers, and I like them more and more all the time. So, I don't know if that's coming with age or not, but oh well, you know, that's what I'm into right now, is these pretty little flowers and this teal. So I wanted to give you a heads up about something to think about. When making these, a lot of times it's for your planners and the toppers and stuff, but right now I found that they've got out these really thin paper clips versus these big round ones. So depending upon how you like, I like the flat ones now because it doesn't interfere quite so much with adding extra bulk into my planner or so much where it raises the paper up and I can't quite write on there because of the bulk that this one adds versus something like this here. Can you see the difference? Oh yeah, there you go. So, alright, so this is what I'm going to use today, but just so you know that these are out there too and there's all kinds of stuff. So take a look around and see what you guys think. Now I found this ribbon, which is real pretty. Try to go up from this side with the lighting better on the right. I thought this was real pretty. And the nice thing about this was it was wired. Now when you get your white ribbon, if you want to have something that's really super easy to work with and deal with, get your wire edged ribbon. Okay, look for that. It's not that much more expensive than anything else. It just depends on the pattern and the type of ribbon that they're making it with as to how much it's going to cost, and the width and all of that too has a factor in this. But I think that the wire edge ribbon works much nicer. It's a lot easier to handle, and it isn't that much more difficult to cut into the wiring because it's so tiny. So I cut that off so we had a straight edge. And then I have this very small, plain, see-through gross grain ribbon, okay? Very mesh, pretty thing, and that's what I used in the center to wrap it to here and hold it all together. So, okay, and then I did add a charm to mine, which I thought was kind of cute. I had this turtle on hand, and I had gotten him at Michael's, along with some other things that you could add to it. You can add a bead or even a charm. I mean, a tassel, not a charm. Yeah, a charm. You could add a charm, but a tassel would look kind of cute with that, too. Can you see? See there? Tassel wouldn't look too bad with that either. So, depending upon your color theme and what you're into, and this here you just stitch with needle and thread. So, okay? And they come with jump rings already on them. If you pick them up at Michael's, they've already got the nice little jump ring on there, so you just stitch it on, and we'll talk about securing that in the end. But let's get into making the ribbon. So, I did not measure, per se, with a ruler, as I went by what I liked. Now, like I said, the ribbon edge is really easy to work with and nice. So, I would do my first ones a little bit small. You want to make the back a little longer, okay, so that you have something to wrap this ribbon up so that we're not, because we're not going to glue this together. We're going to use the ribbon, this ribbon, to wrap it all together and then glue something at the end. So, we want to make the top pieces that we're working on the top ribbon first. So we want to make those a little smaller, but we want the back starter to be a little bit longer so that it gets caught, it catches when we wrap it. So do that, and then you're going to twist in the center, just the top portion, not both of them, okay? So you're good, because what's going to, well, no, this one we won't have to, I'm sorry. it's the next one we will. So we're going to take it and make 2 loops. Okay, no twisting yet. I'm sorry, jumping the gun there. So we've got 2 small ribbons, 2 small bows. You want the top bows to be a little bit smaller. So you gotta kind of figure, I go just by look on how it feels and what I liked. So it still seems a little big. Like so. Okay. I like that. Now, see how this one here is on the back side. See the difference? I don't think you can see it that well, but there is a light difference. This is a little bit lighter than this one here is darker. So, because this is nice and wired, you can easily twist it, twist it in the center. Okay, just do a half a twist, and then you've got the top portion showing. That's the nice thing about wired edge ribbon, is that you can manipulate it a whole lot easier, and you can work with it so much nicer. So then you're going to take, and now remember, you don't want to go too big, because then it's going to look really out of place on your planner or your notebook or your bullet journaling. But so just make it a little bit bigger than your first bow. Hold it together, pinch it in the center, and then again the back side is showing. So we're going to twist again so that the second bow has the front of the ribbon up. Okay, and then just make your bow, and then you're done with this portion. Okay, so that's all. I mean, it's not real hard. It's real quick, easy. So there you've got your bow. All right. So there you've got it. And again, you want to make this a little bit longer when you cut this off. Okay, so make it a little bit bigger. You can always come back and trim later once you're all done. Okay. Now we're not going to fasten that with anything, so you're going to want something to hold this together while you do your tail. So I always take something. Now this is a heated coffee, something for my coffee. So I will just set that on top, and that'll hold it all in shape after all that work. So, but one thing I forgot to do is, because you want your tail to be a little bit longer than your bow. So you're going to take this. Now remember, you're going to cut a V in here too. So you got to go a little bit longer for that. And looks like about yay big, looks good enough. Okay, so hold that on like so, and we're going to cut. So like I said, for me it's just eyeballing a lot of things. I know a lot of folks want to do, they want to be able to measure everything. Without ripping it all apart and pulling it all apart again, I couldn't measure, because then if you go to put it back together after you've pulled it apart to measure, you may not get it back as nice as you got it the first time. So I don't really mess around too much with that stuff. So once I get it made, that's it. I know, not a very good way to do it, but unfortunately it works for me. So what you're going to do now is, because we want to cut the V's in here, okay? These little V's here. So we're going to take and fold the ribbon in half, and you're going to go from the center out with your scissors. And that's going to create your tails. Now you don't want to make them too deep, because then it's not going to really show on the ends of on the ends here. So you kind of want to, and we're going to come around and do the other side. Make sure it's all level, even. So I try not to make my V's cuts too deep. Okay, so there you go. So that's that. See, not too much bigger. And you can always trim it down if it's too long. Okay, so pick up your bow, place it in the center, and center it a little bit. Now you can again make this as long as you want or as short as you want. For me, that's a little bit much, but let's pucker it up in the center, squeeze it all together in the middle. We can always trim that up in a minute once we're all done. Okay, so now we've got this all together. Okay. And I don't want these ends poking out, so I'm going to tuck them in the back. Make sure they're all good, because now we're going to assemble everything. So make sure your center is all squeezed in there really well. And you're going to take your paper clip. Make sure it's on the correct side. I've done that before, believe me, and messed up. And then I'm also going to use Aleene's glue. Okay, Aleene's tacky glue. So there, got the cap off. So You want to watch out for that and get that set. Not that you have to do it in a hurry. So then you're going to want to center that on your paper clip. That looks about good. Get you all scrunched together. Start out. And you're just going to wrap this real good on here. Now the first couple of times are going to be a little bit loose. Now everybody's got their own way of doing things. This is just my version. So this is how I do it. So you can take it and leave it, whatever you want to do, obviously. So, and you want to get in there and pull it tight and secure. And I would go around a good half a dozen times or more. I mean, if you like the color too, and if you're using it as an accent color, go around even more times, okay? So, can't hurt to have it really good and secure on there. So, go around as many times as you feel is a good amount and good and comfortable with that. And once you like your look, you know what? I don't have that centered up right. Sorry, folks. Got to take that off and slide that bow over a little bit because it isn't. I got too much going out this side, not enough on the other side. That's why I don't tend to glue too much until the very end. And that's only to seal the end. So make sure that's good and centered how you like it. I think this one's a charm, folks. Let's do it this time. So wrap it up again. Get it in there. Get it wrapped up real well. Get it good and tight on there and secure. I hope you're all enjoying some of these little tutorial things that I've shown for you and done. I hope you're all enjoying them. I like doing them for you. So there, almost done. There. Now you can do one of two options here. You can either glue your tail on first, and put a weight down to secure it. Put the glue down and hold it a little bit, and once it starts setting, it'll stay. Or you can stitch it with a needle and thread and stitch it in place. Okay, well, for me that's looking good. I wanted a little more wrapping around the center because I like the way it looks, and I think that looks so pretty. See, like that? I think that looks really pretty with the more on there. So I think that looks good. See how that is? Okay, so I cut mine in the beginning a little longer. Now that's going to show, that's okay. Don't panic, because what I do is then I come back after it's already glued and dried and I trim it down. But I want a little extra so it doesn't all slide apart. So, and because this is more of a gauzy ribbon, it's going to go right through, and it's going to stay. And that's going to help. You can hold on to that a little bit more. And I always make sure that I have extra glue on the outside of it, so that, because Aleene's glue dries clear, so it's going to end up sealing it, and it's going to become, it'll seal it. I don't know what it's going to become, but it'll get a little harder, and it'll keep it in place better, is what I'm looking for. The words, they kind of escaped me today, I'm sorry. So let that sit for a few minutes and dry. So we're going to let that sit aside here. Hopefully that won't all come apart quite yet. And just kind of make sure. It doesn't take long, so it's going to be good. Okay, so now this part here. So whatever it is that you want to use, where did I put my stuff? Here. If you put a little pink one on here, how pretty would that be? And all you're going to do is stitch it in here. You're going to stitch in your ribbon and stitch that on, okay? And once that's on, add a little more Aleene's glue onto the threading. Coat the thread with your glue. That way, if it gets snagged or something happens, it won't unravel and it won't break or cut the thread so easily. And it's kind of a sealant. So I put a Gleans glue. I put my glue right on the threads so that it's good and sealed also. So that way it doesn't kind of unravel if it should get poked by a pen or whatever, you know, little thing, whatever. So try that. A couple little tips for you. But I hope you enjoyed this. And if you make one and you want to drop a picture down below, I sure love to see yours. So, oh, I bought these. I got these little charms and trinkets over at Michael's. Real inexpensive. These particular paper clips, I believe I got at Walmart in a big box. So look around, see what you come up with, and, you know, have fun with it, guys. It's, you saw, not real difficult, and I think it'll really punch up, depending upon your color theme. You know, go along with that if you want. That, I think this will really add some pizzazz to my planner. So I hope you enjoyed it, and come back soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.